One series can define a team. One series can take you far. One series can be what people remember. And this one series will take you to the grand finals. Welcome to the Sportiest Stream. It's nice to see you all. And joining me here is the lovely TommyBuckets. It's been 7 months since we've been here, but boy, you've returned at a perfect time.
Man, I am so excited not only to be back in the booth with you, but to see these two teams go toe to toe is going to be a big one. With everything on the line, the grand finals around the corner. First, they got to get through each other. You're going to feel that tension on the field, and you're going to feel it in these seats.
No, Tommy, I think we both feel it. We both have energy, and I can't blame you. We both definitely know what's, coming here again. Welcome to the Black Lion Championship Series, Challengers Series, Losers, Finals. And yes, these are top 3 teams. These teams have made it. This is a 20-team circuit. They've now made it to that Losers Finals. Winner will go to the Grand Finals to play against Lag Gaming. And of these two teams, New Age Octanes and Astral, they both have a lot to prove here. They both had differing starts to their regular season. Now they need to prove that, it doesn't matter anymore, that all that matters is just getting those wins.
Yeah, getting the wins that count is, what makes it or break it for a lot of teams. And this is where that counts. Everything you've done before that to get here was only for this moment. And now at this moment, at this game, in this best of 7, those questions are going to be asked once again, and these are the times that those answers are going to mean the most. See who's going to come out on top. And I've heard some good things about both of these teams. Astral's got a great org, New Age Octanes. I've been able to see them play in multiple different leagues. They are very, very active. They played together for a while, so nothing but prime time action coming up.
I love you say again, prime time action. As you mentioned again, 2 solid teams. Let's just introduce ourselves to these teams here. As you mentioned, Astral, Heat, New Age, Octanes, and yes, we've seen Octanes on the stream actually a couple times in the past, including matchups for Black Lion Championship Series. We have not seen Astral Heat, but we have heard about Stonedy. Yes, if you guys recognize the name of Astral Supernova, Stonedy's their coach. So this is we finally get to see the coach playing, and for both these teams, again, I mentioned differing kind of regular seasons for them. For New Age Octanes, their regular season was, not amazing. They made it into the playoffs, but it was not pretty. 6-3 record. Coming out of their group as the 4th seed, Astral Heat were on the other group. There are 2 groups full of 10 teams. Astral Heat won their group with an 8-1 record, but did not make it very far in the playoffs, losing in that 2nd round in the upper bracket to New Age Heat in a forfeit. Astral Heat were sent to lower round 1, had to make a grand lower bracket run. They've gone through Invictinites, Tucson RLC, Need to Swim, and Evolve Exodia just to get here, and now they face a rematch against Octanes, who desperately want to make it back to the finals.
Yeah, and you want to prove yourself. New Age Octanes, they're now in the lower bracket. They've gotten through Astral, but it was through a forfeit, so they know that they were going to want to play this match and be able to say that they beat. And that's exactly what's going to be asked of them here tonight. Astral Heat showing that they can go the distance. They've done so as they have battled toe-to-toe through every team here in the lower bracket. And now at the finals against New Age Octanes, they meet each other once again. I'm telling you, man, that's just bound for greatness. I think that the pressure, that aura that's going to be on the pitch is going to be stronger than you've ever seen, as these 2 teams are going to be going toe-to-toe.
I love what you mentioned there again. This pressure is there. They've had to deal with that pressure so much. Both these teams just came from Game 7s. Again, Octanes losing in that Winners Finals Game 7 to Lag Gaming. Actually, having just beat Evolve Exodia, what was a previously 9-0 team, the only team to go undefeated in the regular season, beating them in a Game 7 just to get here. And now, again, another best of 7 as we got a couple follows coming in from Nerd and DJ. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Yeah, we're just getting ready for this upcoming series, Astral Heat, New Age, Octanes. A big series, a lot of pressure, and really, there are so many storylines going around here. You could argue for either side to take this. That's how close it is.
Yeah, to know that these guys have the talent they have, any one of these teams could come out on top. And that's what I love. As a caster, as an owner of RLSS as well, I'm sure Nation gets the same pump. When you see teams go the distance, those Game 7 OTs, man, it gets me fired up. So I know as a player, you want to get the wins as quickly and easily as possible, but I'm telling you what, this is bounds for a Game 7 OT, and nothing but that expected from old Tommy Buckets himself.
Well, I know you expect it, but we'll see what the chat says. Chat, who do you think will take it? Prediction poll is live. Astral Heat, New Age Octanes, part of two different organizations that have been on stream a ton. Astral United, New Age Gaming. And yes, again, reminder, this is a best of 7. You gotta win 4 games to move on through. This matchup really does encapsulate the whole season. To think that a whole season comes down to one series, is mind-blowing. And yet, in the playoffs, that's exactly what happens, and it's exactly what has happened. Astral Heat, so many times, New Age Octanes now getting a taste of that, and as I mentioned, a season can come down to one series. The future of your team, of your career even, can come down to one series. There's a lot on the line for these players.
Yeah, and both have had a great run here so far. New Age Octanes, in the playoffs, only taking that one loss, but now here they are in the finals, and they've got to be able to get to that grand finals position. That is what is on the line now. None of the other wins, none of your other losses, none of it matter. What matters is getting past this game, this best of 7, be able to say that you can get to the grand finals here in the BLCS. And, that's a coveted thing to be able to say. It's not every day that you are one of the teams represented at the big dog game, and that's exactly what we're headed to. New Age Octanes, Astral Heat, great orgs, great teams going toe-to-toe. But I'm telling you what, man, this is where it all matters. Standi is definitely going to be looking to take things to the next level. And they've on the other side of that team, you've got New Age Octanes. I've had a lot of pleasure being able to see Aaron Nishkwa play. And I'm telling you right now, those are 2 players that I think personally I'm watching for.
The 2 captains, the 2 team leaders, Stonedy, Aaron Nishkwa. And yeah, I like what you said there. Again, it's really, at this point, this is when captains can really be big. And not just on the field, but off the field. This is where, that off-the-field grind actually really does pay off. It really does kind of pay off when you kind of get to that point as... Yeah, by the way, this is not grand finals already. This is lower finals. This is the lower bracket finals. This is to make it into the grand finals. As again, yeah, as you mentioned again, that on-the-field presence can really be the difference maker. It's the stuff that we don't see that can really be the difference maker. Especially when you get to this point where every little advantage counts so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to those small, minute mistakes. Who's making less of them? And that's what I think is going to be the difference here is who's going to be able to set the pace of play here tonight, be able to capitalize on those moments. And I always love talking about missed opportunities. Where could you have gotten those saves? Where did you miss an open shot opportunity or miss a demo or miss a pass? Those are the moments that are going to matter the most against 2 teams with the type of caliber players that they have.
Yeah, and again, I like what you mentioned. Again, it's a series with so many players. Again, these rosters just getting in. We're just about ready to get things going. And, well, Tommy, I think we got a pretty good transition right into the series. Let's get this series going. I'm excited. You're excited. We're both smiling ear to ear here for a reason. This is a best of 7 that can decide a lot about someone's future. So many players, so many storylines, so many things kind of, making the difference. And yet, here we go. A series to decide that. A best of 7 to do so. 2 teams have fought to get to this point. Only one will remain. Let's get into this one. A best of 7 series. It's Astral Heat, New Age Octanes. When the grand finals is up for grabs. These 2 teams are ready. These 2 teams are here. And now, this is their chance to prove that their season was not for nothing. Their season had that meaning. 2 teams standing here, only one can go to the grand finals. Let's find out, TommyBuckets.
Kickoff underway, a big pickup here early. Jackster high off the backboard. Aaron, the shot, this one under the crossbar. New Age Octanes coming out with a bang.
6 seconds in, and already an immediate start from New Age. Just coming off of a win in the Rocket League Splash Series playoffs, a 4-0 sweep over Fifth Corner Esports, and now Astral Heat has to feel that Octanes coming after that win. That's a lot of momentum to come into one series, and it's too much for Astral Heat early on.
DJ flying high. He's got some room. Looking for a bump. Aaron on the pickup. Now Stone Deep. It's got Galaxy. Looking for a double. Almost off the crossbar. The putback from DJ. And we told you it was going to be a nail biter. And already they tie it up 1-1.
Pressure from Astral Heat, bringing the heat to New Age Octanes, and with shots like that, with the multitude of follow-ups they have in their back pockets, you knew it was going to go in one way or another. Astral Heat with the response, and responses like that, Tommy, can really, be a kind of showing for a team, especially for a team who's at the final lower bracket, as Galaxy's taking the lead. Not even 30 seconds gone. Astral Heat have flipped the lead in their favor.
Man, oh man, what a strike back. And we talk about momentum being a big factor for a lot of teams. And when you're able to answer back quickly and say, hey, we're here to play, and then a 2-point swing goes in your favor, the double miss on the kickoff, it looked like there was 2 fakes coming out. Neither team saw it coming. This one's going to be back out of the midfield line. Paver Pete gathers out of the sidewalk. Wants this one into the zone, finds a touch, but it's going to be quickly picked up by DJ. Back the other way, over one, to the net, off the crossbar. And Astral Heat starting to warm things up out there in game number 1.
Yeah, they're just trying to kind of set things straight here, make things really scary early for New Age Octanes, trying to make them fear this Astral Heat side, but Octanes have really not backed down to these challenges. It's only been 2 goals against them, and knowing this Octane side, they can recover, but here comes Galaxy to make it free! He's found the back post, and Astral Heat score again!
Galaxy on a tear. 2 goals of the 3 coming from Galaxy, and the first one almost came from him as well, but the putback shot from a teammate. Now a 2-point lead here early on, 48 on the clock. Kickoff out of the midfield line. Galaxy, beautiful touch here. It's got some wiggle room. Jackster trying to lead pressure. Last man back had to be there for that touch. Stone D looking for a play. Good clear here for New Age Octanes. It's not over yet. DJ waiting at the midfield. Looking for a clear back into the zone. Needs some assistance here from Stone D. He's going to find it. The center out in front. Aaron's going to push this one to the weight side. And a beautiful start here for Astral Heat. They are looking mighty fine. The energy came from New Age Octanes here early on, but with a quick answer and then some from Astral Heat, they have really tried to find their pace early on. Really put some pressure on this team from New Age Octanes.
Yeah, one of the ways that Astral Heat is doing that so well is they're transitioning left to right, back to left. They're making Octanes move laterally across the field so often, and that's because Astral Heat know they have that boost advantage. They're stealing a lot more boost than Octanes are able to pick up. As now pinch in front, Paper Pete's got that block. Another close call for New Age Octanes. How many more of those can they have before another one goes in their net? They've got to get out of defense as Aaron Iskwa with the dribble, the flick. DJ's beat him here. And up goes Heat again. Galaxy to the back wall, looking for the 50. Again, actually, as soon as they get upfield, as soon as they get some ball possession, you're going to see them cross that across the map. Here's one from DJ, looking for Stone D. But it will be Paper Pete with another one. New Age Octanes getting pushed back, and a lot of his just has to do is boost. There's a pitch! Aaron Iskra played the high 50 perfectly.
What a play. Paver Pete sees his teammates up and just trusts the touch. And Aaron Iskwa puts one away to bring him within 1. 2:15 on the clock. We're just barely over the halfway point in game number 1. Things are already getting spicy out there on the pitch. We saw that kickoff early from New Age Octanes. Energy is kind of transitioned back the other way. But with a shot like that from Aaron Iskwa, New Age Octanes hoping to bring back some of that momentum. Jackster, no boost, looking to make a play into the corner. Does need some help from a teammate. Big clear here from Stone D. Is this one going to go the distance from coast to coast, almost making it happen? Big clear. A little bit of ping pong action going on for both teams. Just trying to keep it out of reach of these shooters. They're respecting the playability that both of these teams have, and that's where you see these big clears come out, as they don't want to leave any wiggle room. Nice touch at midfield. DJ pulls off early. Might have been called off from a teammate. And this one's going to go up and over as they tie it up 3-3.
Yes, the quick challenge pay via a triple commit from Astral. We saw 3 Sabbath players. That's everybody on the roster. I don't know if you recognize that, but everybody jumped for that at some point in the play. And Octanes will say thank you very much. It doesn't get much easier than that.
Now, when you pull all 3 defenders and you know you've got the touch in the back end, all they needed to do was gather and put that one in. That's exactly what they saw. But now we're back in a tied ball game. Saw the quick goals come out early in a 1-1 ball game there in the opening, like 60 seconds. Now, as we are approaching the final 60 seconds, it's 3-3. And I told you it was going to be a toe-to-toe nail-biter from start to finish. And here on Manfield Night, these players are just beginning to find their rhythm.
Yeah, it
was
was
back out to midfield for Jack. Here goes Paver Pete, wants to touch, and this one's going to be just a little short. Back the other way comes Astral Heat.
Yeah, I was going to mention again, this is only game 1. Both these teams are still kind of trying to get themselves into this series. Even the Octanes have literally just came off of a 4-0 win, they still have, to get used to this. As Astral Heat score again, Galaxy's got a hat trick. Somebody stop this man, because New Age Octanes definitely can't.
Woof. A big thing I always hear from Astral is they need you to be stellar tonight. This is the match you need to be at your best. And Galaxy, the name fitting the quote, be stellar. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Galaxy as he lands the hat trick. EJ, the flick over, he wants to double. This one's going to go just fine. Woodwork's paying off here for New Age Octanes. Paper Pete's got some wiggle room, and he's just going to bury this one. Get your gym time up because Paver Pete is taking it to the house.
And that's a 3v1. Astral overcommitted again. And Paver Pete's not going to let Astral get away with that one a second time. They got caught on a triple commit earlier. Now they got caught sending 2 players too high. Off even the other way. And Octanes have tied it up again. 8 goals combined. Off the kickoff. This one's going. Pitched away by Jackster. Big save. DJ in front. Ernest with the clear. Paver Pete trying to catch it. Pinch from Stone D. 2 seconds, 1 second. This one's off the ground. Galaxy, gonna let it drop. Ernest in front. DJ's got it and it will hit the ground. Astral Heat survive on 0 seconds. And with game 1 going to overtime, Tommy, this series has a lot more in store.
This is incredible. I thought for a moment we were gonna see a last-minute goal go in. And Jackster pinching it off the crossbar ends regulation. And now Galaxy shot to the crossbar. Beautiful redirect attempt. The putback. We've seen it from Stoney so far. We see it again here in OT. 19 seconds over regulation. And the captain, the coach, steps up in a big way.
4 shots, his first goal. Stoney. It was the most important goal of the game. Astral Heat coming through that lower bracket. Have the momentum from those past wins helping them here. An overtime winner from Stoney. And this Astral team is coming out strong. This is an incredible start for them.
Oof. I mean, they call them Astral Heat for a reason. They came out firing on all cylinders as they take the victory. A 5-4 OT win here on Manfield Night. Tonight's best of 7. And man, oh man, I didn't realize just how exciting this matchup was going to be. I knew the talent existed. I thought it was going to be a much closer nail-biter. I was thinking more of some 0-1 victories, just barely edging teams out. These guys are coming out firing on all cylinders and really making these guys have to work on defense. This is impressive.
Yeah, and, after a game like this, the question is, how do teams change? How do teams adjust? Neither of these teams want to have another game that goes this way. I mean, Astral Heat had 15 shots, only scored 5 of them. Octanes had 6 shots. Octanes had better shooting, but they didn't have enough shots. Whereas for Astral Heat, they couldn't shoot well enough. Do these teams change things around? Do we see maybe a more defensive style? Do we see an even more emphasis on the aggression? We'll just have to find out. Game 2 could see these teams change something up. And for Astral Heat, they want to try to extend that lead. For New Age Octanes, they want to make sure they pull Astral right back in towards them and tie this series up.
Nice touch here from Ernishqua. Now Paver Pete. Now the 3-peat. Jackster's up, going low. Galaxy there on a big clear back the other way. Slow down this initial attack here from New Age Octane. Now back out to the midfield line. Another quick counter coming out, this time in favor of New Age Octane. Stuffed by DJ on close post. Paver Pete finds a little bit of wiggle room. He's going to buy them some additional time on attack. On bounce, it counts. Aaron Nishkwa wants the shot. Beautiful defensive stop here. It's not over. It's been an absolute barrage of shots coming out for this New Age Octanes roster. But let's talk about the defense. I mean, Astral Heat stopping some great looks, and even some great looks in that first matchup as they went to OT and then get the dub just as we get just past regulation. And already, New Age Octanes putting them on their back foot, but nothing that they're not familiar with. Astral Heat standing their ground, not letting anything move through with ease. Stoney going to be looking for a big clear. Finds a little bit of wiggle room here. Nice touch late from Jackster to kind of slow things down. Astral Heat still looking for that moment to strike on offenses. It's really been a big pace set into play by New Age Octanes so far.
Yeah, Octanes, we're not happy with the fact they had so few shots last game, had less than half the number of shots that Astral Heat had, and Octanes definitely making sure that that won't be the case this game. As in for Jackster! Front post bang! New Age Octanes off to the lead!
What a look. Paver buries one through. We've seen it happen in the first match. He just bullies through that defender, sets a beautiful pass off the back wall, opens up the net just enough for that shot to land. Now back to the kickoff. We've seen quick answers from Astral Heat before. Will they be able to do the same once again? That question has been asked time and time again, and at the end of game one, they were the team out in front. We'll see if they still have that energy. Now off the ceiling, here comes Stoney. Wants a shot, a beautiful 50 stop here for Jackster. It's not over yet, still on the attack. Galaxy's going to collect at the midfield line. Nice challenge here early from Aaron Nishkwa. They're hoping to get this one going back the other way. Stay out in front here in match number 2.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why New Age Octanes have been able to get so much pressure is they've upgraded those 50-50s. Last game, they tried to get a lot more of the wins on those challenges. They realize now that's just not going to happen. Astral Heat are just a little too fast for them to really rely on being able to outpace them to every single ball. Instead, they're recognizing that 50-50s could be their real aim to winning here, and it might be the aim there! Save in front, Stoney's got that one out. Another tough one in front for Astral. They've made so many saves so far. Only one goal scored from New Age Octane. That one goal is the difference maker, but Astral trying to change things up. Paver Pete trying to clear it back. Aaron Nishkwa, that one high, but DJ's jumped. Here comes Jackster, down by Stoney, and DJ will make the save. Astral Heat with another one. DJ, musty flick. Stopped by Paver Pete. Stoney now with 80 boosts in the tank. He's got the jump, he's got the dribble. Now looking for the bomb. Oh, it's still in front. Here comes the follow-up. It's on the line and in. Galaxy with a goal to even things up. Astral Heat threw everything at that one, and they'll get the benefits.
Man, oh man, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at that back line, and they finally get one to land. We are in a close toe-to-toe nail-biter again, man. These two teams are leaving everything on the pitch. DJ finds some wiggle room up into the corner, trying to slow down the play now, looking for a center, picked up by Paper Pete. He's going to get the clear out past the midfield line. Wins the 50. This could open up the room, and there it is as Aaron Nishkwa finds the net.
When you get scored on, how do you respond? How does a team react? New Age Octanes, they put their heads down, their nose to the grindstone, and they put one right back. The lead is in their favor once again. A huge response. They're not stopping very soon, and they'll just continue what they're doing. Astral Heat, again, needs to find an answer, and they need to find one with not that much time remaining as that final minute starting to loom closer and closer. Astral Heat need to get their chances very soon because they won't have many of them left, and they're going to have to make them count because New Age Octanes are going to make sure they prevent as many of them as possible. Stoney! Oh, what a save from Paver Pete! Reaching back, he just barely got enough on that one. Astral Heat denied that chance as Paver Pete may have just saved Octanes in this game.
Oh, here comes a shot! He goes coast to coast with it off the crossbar, and then the putback from the captain, Aaron Nishkwa, making it happen, and a 2-point swing gives him a 2-point lead. With 50 seconds on the clock, New Age Octanes found some fresh air here in Forbidden Temple.
And this is a game they need to win. This is a game they need to take. I mean, at this point, you don't want to let Astral Heat take too much of a lead against you, because with so many teams, when they get that big lead, they just add more and more to it, and it gets worse and worse. It's a snowball effect. And really, I think both these teams, their plan is just to not let the other one far out of their sights. New Age Octanes enacting that play here, but Astral Heat trying to answer back. In front for Stoney, and that one's in! A pass midfield, a miss from a New Age Octanes defender, and one mistake will be all that it takes. Jackster's miss leaves Stoney an open shot to the back post.
Man, oh man, I talked about missed opportunities, and a crazy center comes out for Astral Heat, and then the shot, and that is all the breathing room they needed. They get this one to land. A beautiful play for Astral Heat. I'm telling you, missed opportunities is something that teams just, sometimes you fail to realize that you had chances to win the game. You had chances to prevent games from going out of your favor. And moments like that are when the opportunities kind of find their way in favor for your team. Now Galaxy needs to be up. Still trailing just one. They have to keep the ball up high off the backboard. Stone deep, looking for a gather. Midfield pops it up. Still up. They need to keep this one alive if they want to stay alive here on Forbidden Temple. As this one falls, New Age Octanes will tie the series up 1-1.
And it's one. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be tense, Tommy. I'm so excited. It's one of those things where it just goes insane. It's been an insane series, so back and forth. And it has looked like nobody can really take a real lead. Again, I mentioned the team's playstyles here to not let the other one out of their sights, and, well, they both have succeeded in that. Someone's got to win, though. This series will move to Game 3 and a chance for these teams to once again try to separate each other.
This is remarkable. I mean, you look at the ball possession. We're looking at 50% across the board. That field domination slightly favoring New Age Octanes. You can see that. You see where when they have the ball, they're making some of them crazy plays. We saw a good pass off the backboard to open up that second lead where they took a 2-1 lead there in Forbidden Temple. We did see the answer back from Astral, but right now, when you're talking about what is going to give you that edge, it's keeping good control over the ball when it matters most. And when you're looking at ball possession really not favoring you, you got to find that wiggle room in other aspects. That's exactly what we saw in New Age Octanes.
Yeah, and when you talk about wiggle room, you start to talk about how teams need to force to get that room. One of the ways Astral Heat has been doing that has been demos, but those demos were not at all available in Game 2. Now in Game 3, maybe a chance to bring that gameplay back. As Octanes have just taken one back, and right off the kickoff, oh, it's already been saved away, but almost a chance for Octanes. But they can set up another. That one's open. Miss from Jackster's Galaxy. Trying to find DJ. Astral Heat stretching to try to get to this one, but it will go in the midfield instead. DJ saved by Pay for Pete. Octanes in an awkward situation. Another whiff on defense that could have been terrible for them.
Big clear back the other way. New Age Octanes trying to set that pace again. We saw in Forbidden Temple. It was really New Age Octanes kind of setting the tone. And who's going to set the tone here? Is it going to be Astral Heat? They put a beautiful shot on target. That one's going to get saved away by Pay for Pete. It's not over. Astral Heat still looking to put one away. Back into the same corner. Aaron Dishwa's got some wiggle room. Pay for Pete's up at the midfield early. Nobody challenging. He's going to give him that time of day. And I don't know if that's the player I want to give that room to. We talked about it going into this one. I'm watching Aaron Dishwa. That's the player that I'm most concerned about if I'm Astral Heat, and they just gave him all the room in the world up at the midfield line. That's a dangerous moment if you ask me, Sporty.
Yeah, Aaron Dishwa can be that guy. He's the clutch playmaker for this team as well. Like, if you give him the space, he will score if his team needs him to. And that's something that they can rely on. A lot of these players rely on Aaron Dishwa to have a star-studded game, but really, to just talk about Aaron Dishwa would be a disservice to New Age Octanes. This is a team that just does the little things well. There's nothing flashy about New Age Octanes. This is not a team that's going to try to go out there and impress you by the cool stuff they hit. No, they're going to impress you by the fact that this is a consistent team that wins so often because they just work together. And those little differences that, mark a good team from a great team, well, they're a great team for a reason. It's because those little things that define great teams are the things that they do best.
Nice pickup. Oh, the shot! He buries it off a crazy 50 into the corner.
I did not expect that. Yeah, Air Squad with no respect there for the Astral defense goes right in on that challenge. And as that first player, you can do that without risking too much, especially in a 3v3 matchup. And Air Squad catching Astral in a moment where they were kind of lulled there a little bit to a false insecurity is in from save repeats. That's goal number 2. 2 inside 5 seconds. New Age Octanes are adding another. This team is on fire.
My goodness, Paver Pete getting up early. His teammate sees him there and just paves the way to victory as they find a second goal to land here inside the 3-minute mark. A lot of time left here for Astral Heat to still kind of answer back, but at this point, it's a matter of matching this energy. The pace of play favoring New Age Octanes right now, and that big question getting asked, can you match the energy on the field? And really, this match, we know for a fact this isn't a huge deciding one. No matter the outcome here, we're still going to see Game 6, regardless of what happens. But you kind of want to be the team to catch that early lead, and that's what Game number 3 is going to be for one of these guys. This team, this match, and this matchup here on DFH Stadium is going to kind of set the pace. It's going to give you a little bit of that breather, that sigh of relief, knowing that you have that wiggle room in the second half of this series. But my goodness, a quick answer from DJ is going to bring them within 1.
Astral Heat have been forced to make more creative plays, and that just is absolutely perfect. A 3-man passing play. You couldn't have drawn it up much better if you tried. And that is a great goal to get them in it. They've taken this team a little while to get those goals, but hey, they get it here, and there's still so much time left for them. All they need is one more to tie things up. And with the momentum in their favor for Astral Heat, well, the chances for them to come back are pretty high. But here's a pass there to Isqua! A return passing play! New Age Octanes saying, if you can do it, I can do it better!
My, oh my, we talked about the little things that they do so well, and it's the passing. The smallest dish from Jackster over to Aaron Ishqua was all the room he needed, and he's going to send one just under the crossbar, back out in front by 2. They get favored on the kickoff into the corner. DJ plays it for some room. Isn't going to find it quite yet. Now here comes that midfield transition. Nice touch here from Stone D to pick that one up. A much needed touch as Favorite Beat was crashing the net for a moment. Looked like he was going to find another one of those crazy redirects. The defense stands strong. Astral Heat, Stoney, looking to make some wiggle room. Can't find it through Jackster. Now back the other way. The corner. Jackster off the crossbar. The demo, and here comes the shot. 1, 2, 3. Another beautiful passing play for New Age Octanes.
And they're starting to pull away here at this point. We have not had a game that has been more than a 1-goal difference, and New Age Octanes might add a couple more just to bolster that lead. 3 goals ahead here in game number 3. Astral Heat are going to have to make adjustments whether they, lose by little or lose by a lot. Or even if they win, this is a game that they don't want to see repeated.
Big play. Here comes the cross. I mean, they've got 60 seconds on the clock. It's not over. I have seen big 3-point swings all the way as high up as SSL matches in the Tsunami Cup. I saw a 3-point swing in 28 seconds. So you can't lose that mentality. You've got to remember that the game's not over. Rocket League, it just doesn't seem like much. When you hear 60 seconds, you think, man, this is going to be over in a heartbeat. But when you are out there on that pitch, that 60 seconds can feel like a lifetime. And it really can when you're the team that is putting points on the board. When you're the team kind of setting the pace of play in that final 60 seconds, that's what can make it or break it for a lot of teams. And finding that good mentality, finding that good headspace is probably one of the hardest things to do in Rocket League. It's when you are finding yourself trailing to kind of shake those moments off and get yourself back to that winning formula. And Astral Heat not going to be able to do it here. They've got to reset. They're going to be able to kind of find some additional time heading to this next match to find their pace once again. These New Age Octanes do take victory here in game number 3.
They got away from Astral Heat by that end. Aaron Ishqua showing up and doing what we know Aaron Ishqua can do, and that is score, score, and score. And this guy just goes absolutely insane. This guy just knows what he's doing. And, I mean, this is one of those things where, you have insane teams, but sometimes these games just get away from them. And yeah, as you mentioned, Going into game 4, this is another one where Astral Heat now, I mean, it was Octanes, so that second game were put in the hot seat who needed to, you know, show up when we were asking them to. Now it's Astral Heat who have to show up. It's them who have to make the response, and an interesting kind of, you know, change of the roles here. Astral Heat has to be able to respond to this New Age Octanes pressure.
And we need to see that response, and fairly quickly. Is it over on a loss here? Not necessarily. I mean, you do need 4 games. It's the benefit of a best of 7, but you put yourself in must-win territory where you want to avoid. You don't want to find yourself in those situations. You want to find this win early and be able to guarantee that you're going to have that little bit of wiggle room. And this is where that question's got to get asked. Can they answer back? We've seen them do it before, but this is a big moment for them. I don't know if I want to find myself against New Age Octanes in must-win territory.
Well, actually, this is their chance to prove that they won't have to go there just yet. But New Age Octanes, again, a chance to continue to add more. I mean, they just won last game so dominantly by the ending that now it's their chance to try to see if they can add more and they can make it even more one-sided. But that is going to be a tough ask, especially when that first half of the game was definitely one that was hotly contested, hotly back and forth. And it was only by the end of the game when Aaron Ishqua was finally really kind of coming into himself when New Age Octanes took it away. Last game could have gone the other way, and Astral Heat were the ones to kind of step up kind of midway through that game. And, well, it's going to come down to what these teams do in this game, especially to determine a lot of the series. Every game has its importance, and this game actually has a lot of importance, especially for the Astral Heat players.
A big thing I'm going to be paying attention to here are those missed opportunities. Who is making the most mistakes? I think that's what's going to be the difference maker. You have New Age Octanes. They're on the momentum. They're on this roll. They found their formula. They're going to try to continue that. And on the flip side, you're going to have Astral Heat trying to shut that down. They're going to try to change something up. They're going to try to wiggle and shake things up just enough to be able to get back in this thing. And it's going to be who is going to be making the most mistakes. I don't think we're going to see very many of them. I think both of these teams are going to be locking in. They know what's on the line here. New Age Octanes want to stay out in front. They want to do so in a big way. And on the flip side, you got Astral Heat. They're going to want to answer quickly, really keep this series close. And it's going to be a matter of who's making that small mistake to get out in front. Galaxy wants to start things off with a bang for a double off the back wall. Now the pop-up. Stone D needs it clear. He's going to find it to the sidewall. A bit of a bump and grind on the back wall. Is this going to find the far post? A good defensive stop here from DJ. That one almost stuck through that corner post. Oh,
he almost got the redirect. Actually, you've been having some boost problems. If you can get passes like that, boost doesn't really become an issue when you got a player waiting upfield like that. They're back on defense again, but again, you're seeing a lot of these quick transitions from Astral trying to see if they can pull New Age Octanes in, and this is a very risky play on defense, and you're playing back this far intentionally to let the team come at you, because that means shots can come at any point right in front of that net. But again, it's all to see if they can pull New Age Octanes too far ahead to the point where they can clear back as Galaxy here in towards the midfield. Stone D. The sidewall will get around one, but Paper Pete's there to clear it away. And look at this from Galaxy all the way back. No Boozy gets that touch though. Past Jackster's full tank now. One-on-one with Galaxy. The flick, the beat in front, and it's Paper Pete to clear the way. New Age Octanes. Paper Pete saves. And this game, we haven't seen a goal yet. It's the game I think we've had the longest amount of time before we've seen one of these teams score.
The double demo on the back line from behind from Paper Pete. And he is not done. Man, oh man, he is stepping up in a big way. And what better way when you have the lead already? You know you have that momentum. The confidence is there. One way to kind of shake things up and break up what's left of a team is to kind of get demo heavy. Start putting them on their backs a little bit more. Really try to get under their skin. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Galaxy plays it off the back wall. Now off. It's on the crossbar! Oh my goodness! They just needed to send one and they couldn't get a shooter to find the net. And this one's going to get put back the other way. My, oh my, Sporty. It doesn't get closer than that.
I mean, when they mentioned it's a game of inches, they really weren't kidding. That was a game of inches. There's a second chance, and DJ smashes it into the top of the net. Give him a second chance, and they'll make sure they score. DJ, never in doubt.
Ooh-wee! The passing is starting to connect here for this team. Astral Heat is starting to look mighty strong. And this is what we've been missing from them. They kind of got shut down offensively for a couple of matches now. And they're starting to find their wiggle room. This Galaxy wanted a little bump play, it looked like. That would have connected. That would have been a crazy play for them as well. Inside the final 60 seconds, they're up 1. Aaron Nishua off the sidewall. First center runs out of that boost and then gets in the way. An unfortunate opportunity there for Paper Pete. And we just spoke about looking for those missed opportunities, and that might have been one of them. The demo accidentally getting in their way of their opponent, and that could cost them. They were looking like they were starting to find some momentum into that inside corner, but when your teammate just unfortunately falls in front of your path and shuts down the opportunity, now back the other way, 20 seconds remain, and Astral Heat are out front.
They are, and they're looking to keep it that way. Final 10 seconds approaching. If he can score, they'll definitely take this game. But Octanes, maybe one more chance to tie things up with the final seconds ticking down. DJ, gonna take the dribble, pinch with Aaron Iskwa, and that will bounce to the ground. Astral Heat have tied the series up. Game 6 guaranteed. This series, well, it might go the distance. And honestly, at this point, I'm saying it, I think it will go the distance.
Not only is Tommy B in agreement with you, I think we're seeing some game 7 OT. I think these two teams are going to leave everything and then some on the pitch here tonight. Shoot, one of them might leave a wheel behind because this is getting intense. The closest match we've seen all series long to tie it up 2-2 headed into game number 5. And my palms are sweaty, Sporty. I don't know about you, but it's the best feeling in the world when you are in this booth and teams can find a way to make a caster this excited, get us this energized and this going. That's what we look for. And this matchup is exactly that.
Yeah, and these are the kind of matchups as a caster where you stop focusing about being a caster and can just be a fan. That's one of those when you become a fan of the game again, you know exactly how good that feeling is, and that's the feeling we're getting right here, and that's how well this series has been. Of the 4 games so far, 3 have been decided by a single goal. Going into game 5, the series match point could be decided here. Someone's got to take it. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be tense. We go back in, 5 minutes, reset on the clock. We're at a 0-0 scoreline. Only one team can edge themselves ahead.
And, we talked about there's a couple of moments where you're the team to have that sigh of relief. And in this series, it was tied 1-1. And that first moment happened when you're the first team to get out in front, be in front of the series 2-1. And we saw New Age Octanes, the team that found that sigh of relief. And now that happens again. We know it's not over here, but you're the team that knows that a win here is just going to give you just a little bit of extra breathing, a little bit of less anxiety for yourself. And who's going to find that? Stoney off the back wall. This one's going to land off the ceiling and in. What a play.
Stoney's been pretty quiet so far. He's been sitting in the backfield, but man, that is a huge statement at the start of game 5. Stoney finds his accuracy, and Astral Heat will be the beneficiaries.
Man, oh man, I think somebody just turned up the knobs in the kitchen because things just got hot for Astral Heat. My, oh my. Galaxy now looking for a clear. He's going to find it. This redirect could throw Paper Pete off. He has to get the save, and a beautiful save at that.
Yeah,
Needs to be there.
And what's even crazy about that is there is a demo right on top of him. Actually, he isn't going to give this guy much space. And yeah, he had to avoid his Aaron Iskwa. Oh, he didn't go for the challenge. And Stoney makes him play. Aaron Iskwa, split-second decision, decides not to go for the ball. And now I think he'd rather regrets it, but I think he wished he did go for it.
My goodness. And here's that snowball effect that you mentioned coming into this match, and that is something that Astral Heat somewhat relies on. It's something that their team benefits from time and time again. we're starting to see that. They're starting to find their rhythm. That winning formula is back on their side once again. And they are using every ounce of it at that. Now a 2-point lead here early. A lot of time left though. And the question now is, can they hang on to it as Paver Pete just buries one through like a steamroller laying some asphalt to bring them within one.
Yeah, DJ couldn't catch on the back wall, and you mentioned the mistakes, the misplays. Well, it's Astral Heat this time to make the mistake. It's New Age Octanes who have no problem capitalizing, and every error will just come back at you. And for New Age Octanes, well, they'll be happy that the error comes from Astral Heat. They have a very good chance of coming back in this game with the momentum on their side. But here comes Stone D. He's already got 2 so far. He will get denied on that one from Aaron Ishqua. Pinch across. Maybe a chance for a solo effort. Jackster calls for it. Off the ceiling. In front. Paver Pete. Oh, he can't challenge. That touch is too heavy. And it goes straight to Astral. But here comes Paver Pete. Going right through the defense. Aaron Ishqua in front. DJ doesn't like it. It's on. It's going to be saved just barely. Astral Heat stuck on defense, cowering in field. And this one still stays wide. New Age Octanes laying siege. But they can't break through the Astral Heat walls.
Man, oh man. The defense holding strong through a barrage of shots, and not just random shots at that. I mean, you're talking about some beautiful shots. I thought for sure Aaron Ishqua was going to find that beautiful touch right on that far side post, but the defense holding strong, holding on to this lead like an iron curtain, if you will. Now at the midfield line, both teams looking for some wiggle room, and DJ's going to find it. And that's not the first time we've seen a nasty redirect for him at the midfield line.
New Age Octanes took a risk. Aaron Ishqua was waiting for the 50. He pushed up high, thinking it was going to stay grounded. It did not. He was caught out of position. And Astral Heat will find one there. And as I mentioned, yeah, this incredibly fast aerials from DJ has helped this team out more than once this series. And it will help them out here in a time where they needed that third goal. They needed some separation as Stone D won't get through that one. Galaxy, light touch, find Stone D, redirect in front. And look at this from Astral Heat at this point. Just trying to find anything. The creativity from Astral on full display. They have a multi-goal lead, and well, they're going to do anything they can to make sure they extend it.
They're really using these sidewall centers and really setting up on their shooters. I mean, they have a lot of faith in what Stone D and what DJ are doing. Galaxy has thrown a couple absolutely beautiful redirects from the sidewall to kind of set up these centers, and it's panning out for them. And we'll see if they continue to use it. And he's just going to walk this one in. Paver Pete gets a touch, but it's not enough. It almost looked for a moment Galaxy had the same thought I did. You're just going to let me have this one? And he's going to take it all the way to the house. And now a 3-point lead for Astral Heat.
DJ was out there harassing that last defender, made sure he could not get that challenge in the position he wanted, and that's what allows Astral Heat to walk that one in, as you mentioned. New Age Octanes have suffered this game, the momentum piling on. DJ, oh, that should have been number 5, and an open net miss. New Age Octanes, though maybe this will be the catalyst for them to come back. Jackster to the back wall, looking for the second, left in front for Paver Pete, and that's to the bottom left corner. Octanes are not out of it.
Some might say that that's low-key sting bins as Paver Pete finds the inside corner with a beautifully placed shot. And like I've said before, I know it's hard to remember as a player, but as a caster, I have seen a 3-point swing at high level of play happen in just 28 seconds. I don't know about the fastest comeback you might have ever seen, Sporty, but it's something that I feel like a lot of players fail to realize is you have got to have that winning mentality from start to finish, no matter what that scoreline reads. And if you can keep yourself in a good headspace, you can see those swings happen in your favor. And will it happen for New Age Octanes? They've got an uphill battle, but 45 seconds on the clock, trailing 2. They need just shy of perfection to stay in this one.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, one thing that is in Octane's favor is that Astral Heat are a somewhat more emotional team. We've seen it when they are feeling good, they get tons of goals. When they're not feeling good, goals go in against them as, oh dear, oh that's gonna fall in. DJ's gonna get credit, but it was not him with that last touch. Jackster at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that goal may have shut down any hope for New Age Octanes here on Game 5 in this stadium, and the chance for that, match points going to that Neo Tokyo Game 6. an absolute tragedy here in the oasis of Game 5, and oh, man, that is going to be rough for them. And Astral Heat, I mean, that goal, that is the difference maker. So X, oh my goodness, Galaxy! Why not add one more? Astral Heat with one of the best goals this season!
Listen, we've been talking about this man's redirects for centers all series long, and Galaxy had enough. He wanted to get the redirect to land for himself, and a beautiful pass from his teammate. That one's going to be under the crossbar. And man, oh man, talk about some serious momentum headed into what could be match point, what could be the game to put it all away. But they are hoping that they can shut down any and all momentum from New Age Octanes headed into the next match. As right now, that momentum is strongly favoring Astral Heat, as Stoney is going to put another one on the board as the time dwindles out. Man, oh man, Sporty.
The time ticks out, the time ticks away. We're going to Game 6, Astral Heat with the advantage. Game 5 that, well, they just took away. They started off strong, they ended off strong. 7 goals to 2. That is a lot of goals for one team to score. And now, for New Age Octanes, this might be where those off-the-field kind of shenanigans I talked about really do come into play. Aaron Iskra, I mentioned his importance on the field, but off the field, he's the captain. He's the guy who's got to get his team back in it. This series is not over, and, well, if he can get his team's mentality back up, if he can get his team to rally around him. They only had 4 shots this game compared to the 15 of Astral Heat. 9 of those shots came from Stone D. We'll see if a change can happen, but again, just coming from Deadeye Canyon, going to Neo Tokyo. The series could end here, but with the fact that we're on Neo Tokyo means there's also another possibility. The possibility that New Age Octanes can pull it back and go to Game 7.
And we've seen both of these teams kind of fight out of these moments. And, you know, as we talked about coming into this is the game that matters. Well, this is the match that matters for New Age Octanes. We can't worry about Game 7 yet if you can't get through Game 6. And this is where everything's on the line. And know, the 2 players we were talking about coming into this, looking at the captains and their role, their pivotal roles at that they play for both of these rosters. And now that role of Aaron Ishwa is going to be asked. What do you have? What can you do for this team to walk them into a Game 7 showdown on Champions Field when everything's on the line? Everything you've worked for all season long, all playoff long, is being asked for you here on Neo Tokyo. And do they have what it takes? They're starting off strong, but we've seen the defense from Astral Heat just kind of bear down and really be a big moment for them. Will it be the deciding factor here tonight?
2 off the crossbar. Oh my, that was close. Astral Heat had 2 shots that pinged off that bar. New Age Octane's gonna be so thankful that the Rocket League mechanics are on their side. The Rocket League physics are on their side. Somehow they don't get scored on there because they are starting off a bit slow on their back end on defense. Astral Heat gonna come out with that pace. As now a double commit from Octanes. They're overcommitted, but Jackster, that's a really important touch. Just to waste out some time. Sure, Astral Heat will get the ball back. But at the very least for Octanes, at least they didn't overcommit and give away a really good chance for Astral. A huge stop there from Jacksters and New Age Octanes. Well, sure, you don't notice that stuff. Again, it's the stuff that you don't notice. That really is important for Octanes, and, well, it's going to be that stuff that will help them here in Game 6 if they want the series to continue. As a beat from Aaron Iskra. DJ takes to the back corner. Paper Pete looking for that pinch. DJ's got him stopped. Now he's got the dribble. Galaxy jumping with him. That's going to go to the back wall, and Aaron Iskra left on no boost. He's just wanting the challenge. Jacksters will clear it away, and New Age Octanes looking for the offense. Jacksters trying to take it slow. Stone D dunked by Paver Pete. Aaron Iskra going early here, trying to put in a suffocating level of pressure. But for New Age Octanes, they've just not been fast enough to beat them on the challenges. Astral Heat, we've seen them win those challenges more often than Octanes have, and that's something that Octanes have been able to kind of adapt to with 50-50s. They need to rely on that kind of gameplay style again as Jackster. That one saved by Galaxy. It's back and forth, Tommy, but again, just like so many other games later in the series, that first goal is eluding both these sides for now.
Yeah, and, you know, a player that I think I'm most watching for, most concerned about if I'm New Age Octanes is Galaxy. We've seen the crazy redirects from the midfield. We've seen the shots from midfield. And another thing we're seeing is how effectively he plays that midfield line and really opens up opportunities. And so far, it seems like New Age Octanes have kind of taken notice and they're going to challenge early, and that's what we needed to see. We saw some of these early challenges before in the series, and they've kind of lost sight of that, and now they're starting to get back to that. And those passing lanes, they've got to fill them, and they are doing so right now as they take an early lead, as we are only just now approaching the halfway point here in game number 6. New Age Octanes now out in front, hoping they can maintain this and see Champions Field.
Astral Heat, do you have a tendency to double commit, and you see that tendency spark there in front of their goal when you're being pushed on defense that much at this point in the series, when emotions are high, when your temper is flaring? This is when you need to calm down. This is when you need to be calm. You need to be kind of collected, because these are the games that define great players and great teams. And right now, well, both these teams have played pretty well so far, but it's going to take these last couple games that will decide a winner. And if you double commit, that's going to be hugely against you. As another chance from Octanes across the field. That one will not connect. Galaxy bumped into the clear. Paper Pete sends it back. DJ, last one back. Gets beat by Ernest. It's open. Paper Pete puts it in. New Age Octanes will double their lead.
And a smooth sail. Paper Pete sends it to Aaron Iskra, and then a drop down waterfall pass right in front of the net. Paper Pete does capitalize. And we talk about those double commits. When these players start having some of these plays and mechanical skills that we see, and that's where things could get really scary and really hairy for you. And just a moment ago, we did see a crazy play. I don't know if anybody else noticed it. There's actually a play from DJ on the sidewall where we got a little bit of mustard to not only get the pass off, but it was through a defender and used the rotation of the mustard to kind of get around the defender. And it was a crazy, remarkable play from the midfield line. And it was a good read from New Age Octanes to kind of notice that, allow somebody to be there on the opposite side of that. And that's exactly where they found some success early on. And they're going to need to continue that. I don't think this is the end all for either one of these teams, man. We're starting to see some of the mechanical skills come out for Galaxy, some of the mechanical skills come out from DJ, and we're going to need to see New Age Octanes get back to that winning formula that you've spoken so highly of. Is the little parts of Rocket League they do so effectively, and they're going to need it because, my, oh my, Astral Heat, known for getting fancy, and look at Stoney getting up in front of not one but two defenders to put that one away.
And Astral Heat split the defense of the New Age Octanes less than a minute ago, but only one goal is needed. The chance is now. DJ, double, saved away, ball from Stoney. Jackster's got the block. And yeah, you mentioned the scariness of Galaxy, but Stoney's been even more consistent on his shooting. He's just found the net so often at this point. The clutch playmaker is DJ in front, trying to get the bump, but no one following up. Here comes Galaxy, left for Stoney, but he's beat by Paper Pete. DJ will get back and save it, but this is not a safe position for Astral Heat. They need to push up again. DJ, the pinch. Galaxy, not fast enough. Paper Pete, the shoot. That one's off the bar, and it will stay out. Oh, Astral Heat just got a bit of fortune there, and now they need to use it. In front, DJ can't put it on. It was open for DJ. 10 seconds left. Astral Heat to get another chance at it. Stoney. Drop down, DJ, left in front. Octanes are awkward. They're trying to get the clear. Stoney, the bench! Astral's back! It's Stoney to score! Overtime! Here we come!
OT on the way with a crazy touch from Stoney. Sporting just gave him all the credit and then some. The reaction says it all. A beautiful play as we're now headed to OT. Will Astral Heat be able to finish this off, or will we see New Age Octanes find some love here in OT? The end of regulation, everything on the line here for New Age Octanes. Everything's got to be left on the pitch. As Galaxy shoots one to the inside post, that one's not going to land. Now DJ brings it back in. Clear here from Jackster. He's got some breathing room off the back wall. They don't have a shooter. An unfortunate opportunity for New Age Octanes because, man, oh man, was that a beautiful pass.
That was a great pass, and yeah, you mentioned it overtime. This series started with an overtime. 16 seconds for Ashley could score. This one could take a little longer. As Jackster the clear, Octanes, everything, their season, their livelihood, all these matches they played, it rests on one goal here in this game. If they can score, they can continue the series. But Astral Heat waiting back. Stoney to the corner, challenged by Aaron Iskra. Now it will be left. Jackster's missed it! Galaxy to the midfield. It's open to the backfield. Stoney, a chance to score. Pinch in front, but nobody's there. Astral Heat didn't send another player up, and that could be costly.
Man, oh man, they're going to want that one back. They had an opportunity, a missed opportunity at that, to put things away and take the series. Now Paver Pete plays it at midfield, challenged early by Galaxy. Back into the zone. Both teams starting to respect these long clears. They're starting to respect the room. Jackster, the demo, the flick, not going to land as DJ sends it to the back wall. Paver Pete needs to be there and is going to get it. Now out to midfield. Aaron Nishqua sends one into the zone, plays it into the corner. Nice play here from Galaxy. Wins the 50 out to midfield, but solid rotations from New Age Octanes, and they're going to keep buying them some additional time on attack. Is it going to pan out? Is this additional time going to favor them? Typically speaking, the team that controls the field is the team that will end up getting goals in moments like this. We're over the 2-minute mark here in OT. Everything on the line, Sporty. Who is going to crack first? Man, oh man.
No flinching, no mistakes. This one means everything. It's open! Stoney finishes them off! Astral Heat are moving to the finals!
They have battled their way through the lowers every match leading up to this moment. And Astral Heat, welcome to the grand finals here in BLCS.
Astral has a date with Lag Gaming in the grand finals and the final match of the season. A huge play to take down that upper bracket New Age Octanes, who again just fell to this Lag Gaming side. Astral Heat are moving on a full lower bracket run. It ends in overtime. It started in overtime. It ends in overtime. It could not have been more close.
Man, oh man. I knew this was going to be a nail biter. We see it go to OT in game number 6, a 1-point differential. The Astral Heat, the mistake happens on the back line for New Age Octanes, and way to capitalize to take the victory. And to be honest, man, to know that a team has kind of fought their way through this lower bracket run, I mean, what more can you expect from a team? And now they've got to go up against one of the big dogs here in this bracket, Lag Gaming, waiting for them at the grand finals. This is the energy. If you needed to see something out of Astral Heat, to see them put up a dogfight against this team in the grand finals, I think this is what you needed to see here tonight.
Yeah, what a series. That was incredible. Those are the kind of series that make you excited, that get you out of your seats. We are going to get an interview here with Stone D. So again, what a match, Tommy. Really, that series had everything, and it's not even the grand finals. There's still one more series to go in the season. As joining us to talk about it is Stone D, a big win here in the lower finals. Your grand finals bound. How does it feel? It's been a long series, a long season, a long lower bracket, and yet you guys have made a full run. Tell me about your emotions right now.
I'm just feeling real good. Hard fought series. Proud of my boys. We had to battle a lot. That was a really good team that we played. Put us in a bunch of weird spots, but hey, came out on top.
I mean, the one question I have for you is what are you doing for the mentality of these guys to battle through these games like this? Going up against a roster like New Age Octane, they have found success before. They have been in these big moments, and you guys, you've battled through the entire lower bracket. You're standing toe to toe with one of the best you're going to see in this entire postseason. And you guys are on game 6. You're in OT. What are you doing? What are you saying to keep these guys in the right mindset?
If we're talking about just that last game, it was just all hype from there. That was just pure momentum. After we see that 0-second goal go into force OT, we're just riding the high, and we're going to keep going for stuff. For the whole series, we're just keep complimenting each other, pointing out things we got to do better, and it all works out from there.
Yeah, again, you guys had an insane series. It was close. I mean, this is a team that technically it was a team that beat you in the upper bracket earlier, and forced you guys to make this epic run through that lower bracket. My goodness, I mean, you gotta tell me about this series and all that moments. Did your team ever consider Game 7 as a possibility?
Nope. We play every single game like it's game one. Game one's the most important. Game seven's just as important. We're there to win every single game, no matter what the series score is. We got to take them all serious. So game seven wasn't even in the back of our heads as a fallback.
And that's what I like to hear, man. To be able to, battle through these tough situations. And I'm a big talker on teams that find themselves in scary moments are the teams, in my eyes, end up being some of the toughest teams to take down. When a team finds themselves their backs against the wall, when they find their lows as much as they find their highs, kind of know what it feels like to be in that moment and know what it takes from yourself and from your teammates to be able to get to that. And I think that's going to make you guys a very, very big, dangerous squad at the grand finals. If I was that other team and I just watched this match tonight,
They actually have.
I'm a little worried.
They have.
I'm a little
Big
worried.
Wade's in the
This is
chat,
crazy.
so he's the captain of Lag Gaming. So Big Wade is 100% here. He's watching. I mean, do you have anything that you want to say to Big Wade, to Lag Gaming? I mean, they're your finals opponents. You haven't played them yet this season. Is there anything you want to say to Lag Gaming?
No, they'll find out in the grand finals.
Ooh, I love to hear that. Well, I got a confident play. Congratulations on your win here, Stone D. 4-2. It really could have gone the distance, but you guys made sure it didn't. A win in that overtime, a 0-second goal to make sure you had it. Congratulations again, making it to the finals. But before you go, do you have any shoutouts, any final things you want to say? Because, again, it's a big series. You deserve it. The floor is yours. Any shoutouts, any final messages for the stream?
For sure. Thank you, Astral. I love coaching you guys and couldn't be happier to play for your team. And everyone else that came to chat, I saw all the emotes from my stream. I love seeing it. So, and thank you guys for casting. You guys always do a hell of a job.
Well, again, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win there, Stone D. Good luck in the grand finals.
Thank you guys.
Much luck, man. That was awesome.
And that was Stone D there, the captain of Astral. Man, what a series. I'm so happy you joined me for that TommyBuckets, because that is a refreshing series, man. This has been a long week, but that's the kind of series that really gets you hype. As even though it was late, you know what? That wait was worth it. Like, that wait was worth it for a series like this.
Man. I not only have I missed it, man. I miss being in the booth with you, man. We both got really busy, and it's always a pleasure, man. Some of the best moments of my casting career come in some duo casts with not just you, but with other people as well. And quite a few of them I've been side by side with you, and this is gonna go down as one of my favorites as well. See games like this, as a player, I know you're ready to put that controller down for the night and be able to say, all right, that's over with. But as a caster, man, my hands are sweaty. I don't know how these players do it, because I get hyped. I'm sure my neighbors were hyped just listening to me. It's so exciting to be able to have matches. It's a much love goes out to yourself for having me here, as well as BLCS for allowing me to be able to be a caster for them, and then both of these be able to come out and put on a show like this, get me this excited about Rocket League. This is what I live for. This is exactly why I. And it's the world.
Well, again, what a matchup, what a series. That was incredible. But of course, Tommy, we're gonna have to end the stream here. That's the only match tonight. And unfortunately, we can't have an unlimited series that is that good. Unfortunately, it does end. But wow, what a series again. Congratulations to Ashley on that win. But before we end the stream, TommyBuckets, I mean, you joined me, and I always do this with co-casters. Is there any final comment you want to say? Anything you want to shout out? I know you got a lot of socials. You're also the owner and the guy who runs the Rocket League Splash Series. Is there anything you want to say here of importance?
Again, I can't thank Sporty enough for having me here. So much love goes out to him. Make sure you guys need any bookings, anything like that, make sure to show him some love. He's an amazing caster. And I am the owner of RLSS. If you're looking for another place to come compete, we got everything from champ all the way to SSLs and then some. So if you're looking for a place to also come show some love, you're welcome to come hang out. It's a great place, and I love being a part of it. Love. So much love goes out to that. Any socials, I guess, my Twitch, twitch.tv/TommyBuckets. The O is a 0, and on Twitter, TommyBuckets. So be sure to come out and check me out. I'm involved in quite a bit of leagues as well, and hopefully, man, it was a refresher being back in the booth with you. Hopefully, this means that we're going to be able to be back in the booth once again. So I hope that this is this is like a refresher course for us to get back in.
Well, again, what a series. Thank you so much for joining me, Tommy Buckets, this night. This night just got so much better. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining the Spottyhead stream. It means so much. What a series. Man, what a matchup. That was incredible. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your night. I'll see you guys again very, very soon.